Hey guys, this is God of Politics. I'm gonna go back to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, join the Discord that is linked down in the description. But in today's video, I will be talking about a topic that is not the most serious topic, but it comes from the President of the United States, so I thought that it would be quite interesting to talk about. And it is Donald Trump, the president, saying that he can win New York. He would be obviously the first person to do that since Ronald Reagan did it in 1984. He said, over the last 6 months, what's happened is insane. It's insane. So we're going to try very hard to win New York, and that would be the first time since Reagan. Is that Ronald Reagan, I guess? And so he told that to the New York Post in an interview, and he said that the state of New York is, quote, in play against Joe Biden because of an increase in violent crime and high taxes. He says, I will bring down taxes and make sure that New York City is safe. I mean, this is a cherished diamond of this country, and we can't let this happen to New York. So basically what he's saying is that due to the things that he perceives as being very bad happening in New York, you do have an increase in crime, which is not a good thing. There's some other things that are more subjective in whether they're good or not. But Donald Trump is saying that he can win New York. And if we want to look historically at, is this true? Well, if we look back at 2016, for example, Donald Trump lost the state by 22.5 percentage points to Hillary Clinton here. Now, Hillary Clinton was actually a senator from the state of New York, but again, she didn't do as well in some of these bigger states, even though she was a senator here, technically her home state. She won it by 23.5 percentage points still a pretty big win, won by, 1.75 million votes here. If you're going to go back to 2012, for example, in 2012, Barack Obama did even better. He won this state by 26.6 percentage points. Obama won this state again by around 1.6 million, but there's, lower turnout in that election. And so, Barack Obama obviously did a lot better. Hillary Clinton did worse in some of these rural counties up in the north, but then you look, these rural counties don't have as many people. But Hillary Clinton actually did better in some of these southern counties, Rockland County, Westchester County, for example, than Barack Obama did. Actually losing some of these suburban counties, Barack Obama did. And so that's one of the things that you're seeing is that Donald Trump thinks he can make a play in a lot of these traditionally blue states. He's highlighted New York, I believe, because it was in an interview with the New York Post, but he believes that a lot of these things going on is going to help him winning in the state. But even if we go back to 2008, Barack Obama won it by a similar margin to what he won it by in 2012. Even if we go to 2004, John Kerry won it by 18 in 2000. Al Gore, in this election, most states were very close, and he still ended up winning New York by 25 percentage points. 1996, Bill Clinton won it by 29 percentage points. In 1992, he won it by 16 percentage points. In 1988, even in this election where you had George H.W. Bush, who had a huge landslide, Michael Dukakis still ended up winning the state of New York by 4 percentage points. He was the governor of Massachusetts. And then here, this is the last time in which New York voted for the Republican Party, and it was 1984 with Ronald Reagan against Walter Mondale. This was the huge landslide. Walter Mondale only won Minnesota and Washington, D.C. Reagan won New York by 8.01 percentage points. But if you look down here, we can see Walter Mondale still won 4 out of the 5 what in New York they call boroughs here. He won Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and lost Staten Island. And, if you want to look at the polls for this time, we actually have some good polling services that did polls in New York for whatever reason. The Siena College poll showed Biden up by 25. Their poll before that back in May had Biden up by 25. The Quinnipiac poll from April to May had Biden up 23. Another Siena poll from April had Biden up 36. Biden plus 25. Obviously Trump is not getting very close in any of these states. Actually, the interesting thing, the person who got closest was Bill de Blasio against Donald Trump, who's only up by 12, despite the fact that he is the mayor of New York City, which is kind of funny. But if you look at the 538 average, Biden's up 59 to 33, and if we want to look at how that translates, 59 to 33 only makes up 92% of the vote. So, Joe Biden getting up to 59% of the vote, despite the fact that there's only 93%, he's getting up to 59% of the vote despite the fact that there's some undecided voters, meaning he's actually probably going to do better than what Hillary Clinton did in 2016. And so, it's a very big state. It does have 29 electoral votes. And to see, what impact that has on the Electoral College, this is a possible map in terms of what the Electoral College could look like, where you have a Joe Biden, Kamala Harris 290, Donald Trump, Mike Pence 248. Joe Biden would flip Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nebraska's 2nd district. He wouldn't win Florida. He wouldn't win Georgia or North Carolina, any of those states. But in this scenario, as weird as it does seem, putting New York into the red column actually makes it, a victory here. It's tied for the third largest electoral vote tally here. And if Donald Trump could actually win this state, it would be very beneficial to him. But just to, I can say this unequivocally, Donald Trump is not going to win the state of New York. That is just completely absurd. It's completely ridiculous. He's not going to win the state of New York. But what is a possibility where Republicans could win in New York? Now, there is this website here called Dave's Redistricting, and this is where you can, make districts, congressional districts, things like that. But if you were to actually split New York up, so where New York City at the bottom was its own state, and then, upstate New York was its own state. If we look at the downstate area here, we can obviously see this is combining the 2012 presidential elections and 2016 presidential elections. Joe Biden would win by, 43 percentage points. So if you look at this green area, the upstate New York area, Democrats are still winning this area by 6.6 percentage points here. Now, the only way to get Republicans a victory in that upstate New York area would be if you gave the downstate area, this Westchester County here, which as you can see in the bottom right over here is 65% Democrat. If you give that to them, as well as giving Rockland County to them, and in that scenario, that's very Democratic here. And if you look at this one here, it's only 3 points. 3 points Democrat. So in that scenario, you could say, if you split up the two states, the upstate and the downstate, you could make it so that the upstate is more competitive. But then the upstate only has 7 million people here. It would only have, 10 or 12 electoral votes, something like that, and it would probably still go to the Democrats anyway, and you'd get 2 senators that would probably be Democrat in that scenario as well. And so that's just a hypothetical. New York State is not going to be splitting up into 2 states anytime soon. I can almost guarantee that. But that is what the impacts of a red in New York would be, and if there ever could be a red New York. And in these polarized environments, the short answer to that is no. There's not going to be a red New York anytime soon. Just as there's not going to be a blue Wyoming or a blue South Dakota or a blue Arkansas, those kinds of same things. So I did want to just talk about this video because Donald Trump did say something that I thought was quite funny, and I wanted to talk about it on this channel. But yeah, so it is a couple days old, but I still thought it was funny to talk about. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also join the Discord that is linked down in the description. So again, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys later.